I just want to mention that I told my daughter I was going to be on here. She wanted me to talk about her. So,
What's her name?
Her name's Kerrigan.
What up, Kerrigan?
Randy knows her very well.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in the league probably, Corey, you've seen her. Alex, you may have seen her somewhere around too. But she has more trophies at home than I do because she plays second internationally in a women's global event a few years ago in her age group.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that was really cool. She got like a grip bag and a bunch of like other cool stuff. And also she has a really cool PDJ number, which is 211221. So
Nice.
it's pretty cool. Well, even more memorable than Ryan Travis.
We'll see.
So your family is like the Pottses, where all the females are the really good players.
Oh, they're both better than me at everything, not just disc golf. I'm dead weight. I'm along for the ride.
Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. This week we have Alex, Corey, and Jaimen, along with two guests. Fresh off their run at 9-Pin Cider Disc Golf Putting League, we have Randy Bemis and Mark Bryan. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So, Randy, how did you first discover disc golf?
So I played Ultimate Frisbee at Worcester Polytech, which is right next door to Newton Hill and then not too far from Maple. So it was kind of this, you know how to throw Frisbees and you find yourself at Newton Hill, which I could walk to from my apartment. So we played it like only a handful of times, which I'm now looking back and I'm a little sad that I never even played Maple when I lived, 10 minutes away. But, got started way back then, probably 2013, continued playing Ultimate and then played maybe disc golf once a month kind of thing. Since then, never really stopped. Then started taking it really seriously in 2017, 2018.
Was there a specific reason for that?
Oh, I was just taking Ultimate probably too seriously, playing Ultimate every season, going to indoors in the winter and playing club in the summer. Yeah.
You were taking Ultimate too seriously, but it sounds like disc golf you've made even more serious than that. If the only difference is I was playing it year round.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty similar when like we play tournaments for Ultimate every season we can. And when I was playing Ultimate, I mean, we were spending money traveling, playing tournaments on the East Coast. So, I don't know, similar seriousness level, I guess.
Do you still play Ultimate?
No, I went like cold turkey, I think 2017, just started to age out a little bit and started really liking not running, but also throwing discs. So disc golf really scratched that itch.
I don't know if you know Gary Mason, but he's still playing. He hasn't aged out.
A lot of people don't, and all the power to them, but it was just like kind of injury after injury, like minor stuff. And it just wasn't fun anymore. So I just decided to completely switch focus to disc golf.
Oh, that's cool. Mark, how did you first discover disc golf?
Very similar story, actually. I was playing Ultimate a lot as well in high school and college. And I went to SUNY Oneonta, which is not near any disc golf courses. I played Ultimate a lot. I liked it a lot. I graduated college 2011, and I still played it. I did like some local leagues. I did like pickup games with friends whenever I could. But then I got a new job. It's overnight. So I would go to bed really early in the evening, and most leagues and stuff are in the evening. So I really couldn't play in those. So I was like really missing it. So I was like on YouTube, like watching videos of like, professional games and stuff. I'm watching like trick shot videos and stuff like that and highlights. And then a disc golf video popped up. And I was like, I think I heard of that before. And it was a Joma's video of Paul McBeth shooting 18 under. And the thing was like the best disc golf round ever shot or whatever on the YouTube thumbnail. So I was like, this is interesting. And I watched it and I was like, oh, that's crazy. They don't just go straight. That's so wild. I was like, they actually throw them at angles. And then for me, I was like, you can play by yourself. I don't have to, get 8 people on a weird schedule that I have in order to play a game. So I told my wife, like, it sounded really cool. I want to try it. And she went to Amazon, bought me a starter pack. And then her and I went out and played at J-Park for the first time. Flew about 15 minutes from there. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know anything about UDisc or anything like that.
Didn't know what layout you were playing or what hole was the next one.
I had no idea, no. I looked at the map at the beginning and I was like, this is so confusing.
That wasn't you. That was J-Park.
Yeah, it was a J-Park thing. Like that was my first course I ever played because I just like look at the map. I was like, okay, this is hole 1. So I played hole 1, played hole 2, and then I was like, where's hole 3? Because it's like not right there. I walked to what I thought was the next one. And it said hole 7, and there was like another sticker on the sign that said hole 3, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. We just played the holes that we felt made sense to play, and we both had a lot of fun. Me more so than her. She still plays with me time to time, but it's mostly me. But then I was hooked. I saw something there either on the sign or some other sticker somewhere about Discap, so I went online and Discap. I was like following the Facebook page, looking at events and stuff, and I went to a monthly at Mindkill was my very first like disc golf event, the Disc Kite Monthly at Minekill years ago. And met a couple people there, had a lot of fun. And I was like, this is it. This is my new thing. Because I can go out and play by myself when I need to, which I still do a lot because of my weird schedule. But I can also, I made a lot of friends. I can just, especially people that, work similar hours than me, which I was surprised to find so many people who like work at like Regeneron or wherever else who work those weird shifts. So I can play with them. And dove right into it. It was kind of the opposite of Randy's story. He was like, I was taking Ultimate too seriously. I never took Ultimate very seriously. I was like, I just want to play for fun. So I never joined any like competitive teams or travel teams because like they would start going over like the rules and strategies. Like, no, man, I just want to get out there and throw it. Like, I don't really want to think about all this. And then same thing with disc golf. Like, I do play tournaments. I play in events. I play either MA3 or MA2, depending on the event. I don't see myself ever playing MPO no matter how good I got, which I already know I'm not going to be ever that good anyways. But I'm never going to be like super serious competitive. Like, I couldn't even tell you what my rating is if I don't check it recently. I don't really care about it. I'm just there to have fun, It's more of a social thing, light exercise, just kind of hanging out. It's just a lot of fun. That's the thing I'm concerned with is the fun. If I'm not having fun, I'm not. Why bother doing it?
So in Ultimate, you're the opposite of Randy. In disc golf, you're the opposite of Corey.
I think I'm the opposite of everyone in disc golf because you could have probably all beat me handedly.
No, I still try to have fun.
I know.
No.
Whenever I see Corey like in between rounds in a tournament or something, he looks like he's having the most miserable fun of his life. He looks like he just got hit by a truck, but he's still like laughing and smiling. It's so weird.
It do be like that. Yeah,
It do be like that for sure.
I gotta keep a smile on your face.
Yeah, he's definitely laughing through the pain most of the time. It seems like.
I feel like I always picture that I'm in danger meme, or this is fine with the room on fire. One of those two. It usually fits.
Right.
So you were doing the 9-pin Cider disc golf putting league. How does that come about? Have either of you done anything as far as like running anything prior to that?
I hadn't run one before. I hate the winter. Randy will tell you that. I don't play Team Challenge for that reason. I don't do events. Like, basically, if it wasn't for 9-pin, nobody would see me between November and March. I hate the cold. Not that I just hate playing disc golf in the cold. I hate the cold. I don't like going outside. I don't even like taking my garbage can to the street. I hate it. It's the worst thing ever. I don't know why I live here. I got to go. But when I first started playing disc golf, and I was like, I really like this. This is so much fun. When the first winter hit, I got seasonal depression pretty bad because I was like, I'm stuck indoors and I'm just playing video games all day. It's like not good for me, So I was like, I got to figure something out. And I saw that Mike Schwartz was doing putting leagues. I saw Team Challenge. I was like, no way. But I saw Mike Schwartz was doing indoor putting leagues and Greg Hill as well. So I went to some of theirs. And I was more interested in how it worked than like just playing because both of them are very far. Like Mike Schwartz is in Troy and Greg Hill's way up there at Northway, which are both about 45 minutes to an hour for me. So I want to try to get one closer. And I was asking around, no one really had any plans for one. So I kind of went there, looked behind the curtain and like asked him to show me like, how do you keep score and how do you do this? And I schedule like individual casual rounds with both of them, pick their brains about it. Not like ask permission, but like I want to make sure that when doing this, I don't want to, conflict with you guys at all. Do a different day, different format and all that. And the kind of the strategy that I thought of was like, I want it to be very, very casual and beginner friendly because that's what I'm all about with disc golf. I do a lot of clinics at Colonial Acres, free, like learn to play things. I did a learn to play disc golf after school class, my daughter's elementary school. That was a lot of fun. So I like to do that kind of stuff, get beginners into it and grow the sport. Like I said, not super competitive. I like to watch the pro stuff. I definitely follow the pro tour. I definitely have my favorites. I got my picks, do my fantasy. But when it comes to actually like in-person stuff, I'd rather get out there and see the families playing and introduce people and, parents and kids playing together. That's what I love to see. Not so much like the stuffy high-level tournaments. I want it to be a very open, very approachable league. I mentioned like to friends that I was thinking about doing it, and then I heard from friends who work at Regeneron through the grapevine that Randy wanted to do something for Regeneron as well for a putting league. So I messaged him and we kind of talked it over. I looked at some spots and we had a mutual friend that worked at 9-pin. And so I mentioned to him like, hey, did you have space there? And he said, actually, I was thinking about doing that myself. So it's like all this parallel thinking all coming together. It was kind of the three of us at the beginning with him kind of being our foot in the door and then Randy and I doing kind of the legwork. I mean, Randy can give you his perspective, but for me, it was just like me trying to fill a hole in that and that I needed something to do during the winter. And I didn't want to drive way out of the way and stay up late past my bedtime every night because I go to bed like 8:30 for my overnight shift. So, being super far from home that late at night was always a struggle.
I was going to say, I wasn't even sure why you reached out to me. And like, I guess it was other Regeneron people because we were talking about it.
Because you're the club president, right, for disc golf?
We like to just have like a board. We don't have elected positions. But yeah, no, I mean, it worked out really nicely because I get out of work at 2:30. So I have time to get there and set up. So I usually beat Mark there by about an hour. So I can have most of the holes already set up, and then we'll kind of just finish it off once Mark gets there.
Is it different each week?
It is. The space is pretty limited. So we have really common setups in terms of like where each station is going to be, just because we don't have that much space to vary with. So, hole 1 is always going to be short. Hole 2 is always going to be slightly downhill because we're doing it in a truck dock area. Hole 3 and 4 are where we can get a little weird with like either an elevated putt or something a little bit longer. And then hole 5 is kind of at the back of the real estate. So it's usually shorter and more of like a trick shot. But we do change it up pretty much every week. I think hole 2 is probably the only one that's consistently just a longer downhill putt. Maybe we mix it up with like an obstacle.
Yeah, like you said, there's not a lot of space there, but they do give us like free run of it pretty much. They're very, very accommodating people there. Like, you need me to get on the forklift, move anything around, let me know. Let us use whatever they have. Fans, bungees, ladders, pretty much anything that we can see is fair game. They're great with that. I mean, they have a few rules, like they don't want us doing in certain areas, doing certain things, but for the most part, pretty much let our imaginations run wild. And I think Randy agreed with me. The kind of vibe that we go with, as him and I as a team, is I tell him some stupid, crazy idea that probably won't work, and he tells me no. And then I keep doing that until he says yes.
Yeah, I'm more of just like an OSHA inspector for Mark's ideas that like gets it down to a workable idea.
You're a Toby.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
The vibe is like good cop, bad cop, but he's a good cop, and I'm like ridiculous, irresponsible cop that should never have gotten a badge in the first place. Like that's the team that we have. Where like he says yes like every 1 out of every 10 ideas that I have. And they're always fun when I do them, because like if we both agree they're going to be fun, they're probably going to be fun. He says no to handcuffs.
Okay.
I thought was a little...
You showed up with a pair of handcuffs, and I didn't even let you explain. I was just like, that was just a hard no.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm trying to push the envelope here, okay?
Hey, wait, how do you know where the boundaries are?
Yeah, I got to find the line somehow. Apparently handcuffs is on the wrong side of it for you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Mark, you had never done anything like that before, as far as like running a tournament or a league of any other sort on a course?
I had done beginners tournaments at Colonial Acres and clinics before. This is my first like league where I'm keeping score and doing like payouts and stuff. I had done doubles league at Colonial Acres for 2 years before that, which is similar, but that's, even more casual. UDisc handles all that, right? We don't do a season leaderboard or anything for that. We just do payouts each week, and that's it, an ace pot. So UDisc tells me who to give how much to, which is very helpful. For this one, I do a spreadsheet. I made it from the ground up. Very proud of it. I think it's very easy to use, except when Randy's using it. But other than that, it's pretty intuitive spreadsheet.
Randy could use it.
Yeah, almost.
I mess it up most of the time, so...
But it's nice. I mean, you saw. I know you talked about the scores in past episodes where like I upload the pictures, or it's like color coded, and it's very easy for me to use at least.
Yeah, I just take a screenshot, so I'm not like able to sort or anything.
Yeah, I just upload the screenshots and the results each week. But I hadn't really done anything like that before, because last year we just had did we do the pro last year? I think we just had free last year.
Yeah, so that was something I really wanted to do this year. Where last year it was just everybody free, no divisions at all, right? So just show up, and we gave away prizes to like the top person. It was like a free flight. And I mean, I noticed we were not getting any of like the area's better putters. Mm-hmm. Corey mentioned it one night when we were at, Mike's putting league, mentioned that there's no money on the line. So it really wasn't worth showing up. So implementing.
Whoa.
Hey, you did say that. You did say that.
But did I say it like that? That seems a little
no,
hard.
You said it in a Corey way, but that's what you implied. So even though you were probably giving your money away at the other leagues you're going to, but
yeah, usually.
Yeah.
I only play for profit.
I could have saved money by going to that league. Damn it.
But yeah, this year implementing a pro league, just $5, no season commitment. The season winner got, a shirt and a lighter and like a pair of glasses, just something to reward that person for.
Yeah, it's like 9-pin merch.
Yeah, but it bumped our numbers up. I mean, we went from averaging 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 from our first season to our second. So
averaging about 60 every week, which is really, I'm very happy with that. Plus, got a handful of pros like Joe Karen came every week. Adam Nelson was there most of the time. So some really good putters were there. Corey came once or twice, realized he was outclassed, and then he didn't come back. But
hey, I hit the ace pop, but so did like 5 other people that day too.
Yeah. Finding the balance was a little tricky. I think we did a good job of it, especially towards the end. But like finding the balance of like what will quote unquote high level putters find interesting versus what will beginner putters find approachable. You know what I mean? So we're trying to find that balance of like fun but still challenging. And we have like a rear parking lot we can use for the A spots. We move that around each night. But for the most part, I really liked seeing a mix of people who would come in, like kind of take it seriously. No one was like really like over the top competitive serious. Everyone was there, was having fun, you know, having drinks, having food, whatever, hang out. But having a mix of people who were there, who were obviously experienced, obviously very skilled, versus the people who would come in. Like there was a guy who came one week who had never played disc golf before. He heard about it, thought it'd be interesting, saw this on Facebook, came to 9-pin, and that was the first time he ever picked up a disc, was at 9-pin. And he hit the A spot that night with the disc he borrowed from me.
Oh, that was the day that I went. Yeah, his name was
was
like Mark or Mike or something
Matt.
like that.
Yeah, Matt Hess.
Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked about that, Corey, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, super nice dude. It was like, I think 5 or 6 people that night. That was a fun shot. It was like up on the fire escape, like exterior stairwell, shutting down into the parking lot. That was a fun shot. Yeah, so like he was hooked right away. That's what I like to see is I see a lot of people there are people who bring their friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, you know, husbands, wives, whatever. I made a lot of friends through the league, and a guy's a friend of mine now through the league. Like a few different nights, he brought his wife and his 3 kids all along, and they all played together.
Oh, nice.
And, you know, that was really cool. That's what I like to see. That's why I do this, you know. Like I said, I like watching the pros. I appreciate it. But if I can get families and people out there just having fun, that's why I do it.
So you guys had mentioned a couple times the previous season. That was what, in the fall, right? Was that the first time you ran it this past fall?
I shouldn't have said season. I should have said year. So yeah, so last year we ran it. Similar format, just didn't have the pro league. And then this year we did it as 2 separate seasons.
Okay.
6 weeks in the fall and 6
Much
weeks
more
in the
structure
winter.
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 weeks at the end of 2023 and then 6 weeks at the beginning of 2024. Where last year, I don't remember if we started it I think we started it just in January of 2023, right? Was the first year? Like you waited till after the holidays? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
My memory is awful. But that one was very much like kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't, you know, figuring out what kind of stuff people like, what kind of scoring thing works best for us, what kind of prizes make sense. So it was very kind of up in the air, a lot of stuff changing every week at the first year. But I think all that experimenting paid off. And now we're in a really good spot with a really good sense of structure and a really good atmosphere of, you know, casual competition.
Are you guys basically done until the fall, or is there anything in the spring, anything like that?
Our seasons are over. Like I said, 6 weeks before the holidays, 6 weeks after the holidays. So we're done until next season in terms of like official seasons. But 9-pin honestly loves us. And they'll be the first ones to tell you that. They said before that if it wasn't for us, Monday nights would barely even worth being open, versus when we are there, it's one of their busiest nights of the week. So, I mean, they love us. They want us there. They've mentioned multiple times, like, if you want to do anything during the spring or summer, let us know. So there's a possibility we might do some kind of pop-up thing there sometime, some kind of event there, like a one-night thing or one-day thing. But in terms of scheduled, structured stuff, no plans until fall.
Where did the 6 and 6 come from?
I think that's pretty common. I think that's what, well, I think Greg Hill does 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 just made sense because it made it so we still have some time, but I did want to take like a few weeks off between the end of the Colonial Monday Night Doubles League and the start of this one, and then at the end of the Putting League versus the start of Colonial again, just so I have some Monday nights free. Personally, I'm very busy on weeknights. I'm sure Randy can tell you too. He's got 2 kids himself. But, you know, Monday nights I do that. And then my daughter, the rest of the week, has dance or gymnastics or something going on every other night of the week. So, like, you know, between the leagues is the only time I have. Monday nights, I have nothing to do, and it feels nice. But we did have a lot of people who were asking, like, can we do some more weeks? We have to only do 6? Can we do 8? Can we do 10?
Yeah, we had a family show up that very last night. They had just heard of it. The kids were super excited. They had like maybe 10-year-old sons or something like that. Man, they had a blast, and they asked about it. It's like, sorry, we're done.
Yeah, and one of those kids hit the ace that night too.
Yeah.
There's like a 10-year-old and 8-year-old sons, and they'd said that the kids found disc golf and they got the parents into it. And one of the kids goes to Cook's Hockey School, where the Lasassos just recently built that White Elephant course.
Right.
And so the one kid there wanted to start a disc golf club. And so they got a bunch of used discs, and he's trying to start a club, and they're going to do like club meetings and stuff. So I offered to go down there and do some instruction, and because that's what I do, a lot of that, clinics and instruction and stuff. So that was awesome to hear that like the kids got the parents into it. Usually it's the other way around, you know.
I think I talked to the dad. I have a bunch of discs. I wanted to go through the J Park Lost and Found, and just discs that like aren't going to find their way back home, and no one actually wants. So pick the clean ones and give them to them.
After he gets all the bullfrogs out.
He said he went to one or two of the disc cap monthlies, so he fell into it pretty hard too. The dad.
Nice.
You had mentioned earlier, Mark, Colonial Acres. Where's that?
That is in Glenmont, New York.
And you run clinics?
Yeah, Colonial Acres is Corey's been there. Randy's obviously been there. Jaimen and Randy met me one day when I was like designing it and helped me get some layouts. I think everybody but you here has been there, Pat. It's one of the most boring courses you ever play, but I think it's a very important course to play.
Definitely.
Because it's like a practice course almost. It's very open. It used to be a ball golf course is the thing. So it used to be a 9-hole ball golf course, and then the guy who owned the property moved away or something, so it went back to now it's a town park. It's very open, so it's a great beginner course, great practice course because every hole is so open. It's very lefty, righty, roller, forehand, whatever friendly. So it's a great course for teaching. So I do clinics out of that. Anybody who wants to do one, I've done ones for the town, or like town will advertise it, for the residents, and I always make it either very, very cheap or free whenever possible. And so you come and you can borrow discs. No, I've too many in the first place. You can borrow discs for me, and I usually have other disc cap people. Randy's been to one. I know Alex, your mom, helped me with one of them.
Yep.
But I just have like some volunteers and friends come over. Like, we're gonna have beginners here from this time to this time, and then usually I'll have a group will come in. I'll give them like, okay, over here with Randy, you're gonna learn throwing, and then over here with Mindy, you're gonna learn putting, right?
I thought you were gonna say baking.
That might be a little advanced. But so I used to have like stations set up, like okay, go to station 1, then station 2, and then come back, and I'll have somebody else go out for a round with you, and you can play the short holes. Usually I have a volunteer play the first couple holes with them, and then send them on their own, and then when they come back, I'll ask them how it went, tell them about UDisc, tell them about Disc Gap, tell them about the Facebook groups, tell them about the Monday Night League. I do that, either through the town, or I do it, like I said, did after school clinics with my daughter's elementary school. I did that at the school. So like we were in the gym a little bit, and then also out like on their playground. They have like a big kind of field next to the playground we were in. So that's the kind of events I like to do the most. I also do other non-clinics there as well. Like I did the Ace race last year. I know Alex was there.
Yep.
Your whole family, I think, was there. I think your dad wasn't there, but
Yeah, he wasn't there, but everybody else was.
that was a lot of fun. Got a lot of compliments on that.
That course must be within a half hour of Alex's house.
Right at the half-hour limit, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Personally, I'm very fortunate. I live like exactly 15 minutes to Colonial, J Park, Thatcher, and SPW. I'm like right in the middle of all those.
That's a good spot to be.
Yeah, so I'm not right next to anything, but I'm very close to a lot.
Do we know who designed that course?
I do, yes.
Who's that?
Me.
Oh,
do.
okay.
Yeah.
Alex, what are your thoughts on the course, just the course itself?
I like it a lot. A lot of the local courses tend to be, very wooded, and it's easy to convince my family to go there, and I get to practice a lot of distance, especially for playing the longer tees.
It's got 2 layouts. How's that work?
Yeah, it's got 9 short holes and then 9 long holes, 9 total baskets.
So 9 holes. Each hole has a short tee pad and a long tee pad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a better way to phrase it.
Yes, you make 18 by doing the shorts and the longs, or just doing twice around the shorts, twice around the longs, or mix it up, whatever. It's also so open, as long as the course isn't too busy. It's very friendly to a safari layout, which people do a lot. Just mix it up. That's a lot of fun. I'll do that for like a friendly tag match or something, or just pick a tee and then a different basket. And, that's a lot of fun because it's so open.
Alex, can you really get your arm out there, or how's that work?
Oh, yeah. One of the longs is a slightly downhill par 3 that's, I want to say 425 in that range.
Okay.
I can't remember which number it is off the top of my head. It's around the middle of the course.
That's 6.
6, yeah. So, yeah, you can really put a rip on things. And there's I want to say 8 is one where you can really push. I think it's the only par 4 on the course.
They're all par 3s.
Okay, never mind then. But from the long tee, there's a strip of water, like a pond, that you need to avoid. So if you really try and push for that one, I want to say it's over 400 to get to the basket from the tee. So, yeah, there's definitely some opportunities to really get a rip on a disc.
I'm looking, it's about an hour and a half for me.
It's a very distinct difference between the short tees and the long tees.
Yeah.
The short tees are all around 200 feet and in, like putter shots. I designed those typically to be very beginner friendly. Bring your friends, bring your kids, bring first timers. And, there's no water in play on the short tees, but there is water on 8 and 9 from the long tees. And the long tees are quite the opposite, where they're borderline unreachable par 3s.
Yeah.
They average about 380 feet for the long tees, and they're all par 3s. The reason I kept them all par 3s is because they'd be so soft as 4s, because they're hard 2s, but they're the easiest 3s you're going to find. Because even if you're short, you have a wide open 150-foot shot to the pin. So it's like no point in making it a 4. And this makes a birdie so much more rewarding rather than everybody just birdieing all 18 holes all the time.
And that's still a super important skill to have, is that, open 100 to 150 foot upshot. It's one that if you ever find one on a course, you're feeling like you absolutely should be able to do it. But if you never practice it, it's easy to screw it up.
Yeah, exactly. I've had people tell me before, they're like, oh, the red tees at Colonial are boring. I don't like to play those. You're telling me you're never going to be 180 feet from a basket?
Yeah.
that's the skill you need to have,
Definitely.
So it's great to learn to throw your putters, control your angles, because it also gets very windy there, which is something else you have to consider.
Yeah, very, very open. There's no trees to stop any gusts of wind that happen.
It is a fun course. It's a very beautiful course, very well maintained. The town mows it. The town does all the upkeep on the branches and trees and stuff. So it's very beautiful. The pond there actually has some huge koi fish in it.
And a lot of goose poop.
Is there room for growth on the course?
Not really. So it's called Colonial Acres because it's in the neighborhood called Colonial Acres, like the housing neighborhood community.
Uh-huh.
And it's surrounded on all sides by houses. So we can't really go anywhere else. You can maybe pack in one or two more baskets, but it would be so tight to everyone's fairways, which would be worth the time putting them in and be kind of dangerous because they're already like really close to each other. That's why I mentioned earlier that Jaimen and Randy helped me the one day designing it because we went out and I was playing it with them. And I was like, this is where I'm thinking of putting the baskets, where I'm thinking of putting the tees. I want to get your thoughts because I knew they were both big arms and I don't have that. It's taken me 2 full flex rips to get where their mid ranges are going. But I asked them out to come help me because I want to get a different perspective out here. And I remember distinctly it was hole 5. Hole 5 is going east, and then hole 6 is going west, and they're basically right next to each other, like parallel to each other. And so for me, hole 5 is like either a layup into the fairway or like a big forehand to try to get close. And then I remember Jaimen was on the tee with me. And he was like, have you thought about putting a Mando here to keep people from going big hyzer around hole 6's fairway? And I was like, no one would do that. And then he throws a big hyzer right over hole 6's fairway and parks it. It's like, all right, I'll put a Mando. You're right. So I have a Mando there now for just to keep disc from flying into the other fairway for safety. But like, not something I had ever considered as a possibility. And he's like, watch how easy this is for me.
I said exactly that too. I said, what? This is the super No.
Yeah.
Back at Team Challenge at CPS, I played round 1 with Ryan. And I think it's hole 15 where you start up by the street and you go down. It's got to throw an Anheuser.
Yep.
And he started lining it up, going over the trees. And they're like, no, there's a Mando there, Ryan. So it just made me think of that.
Colonial Acres, too, there's like some protected environmental stuff there at the park, right?
Yeah, that's another cool part of it. Thanks, Corey. I forgot to mention that. The park itself is a protected Audubon bird sanctuary. So there are several rare species of bird that nest and migrate there. So it's really cool. They have like bird houses in those areas. So if you go, there's like patches of like overgrown, untouched, unmowed areas that have like bird houses in them. They don't have like fencing or anything, but they're very clearly like, this is overgrown. This is very clearly not part of the course. So I designed the course to go around them. So you're not throwing through them or over them. You are throwing alongside them in some cases, but for the most part, they're pretty much undisturbed. So it's really cool because I play with some friends there who are, who know about birds or into birds, and they'll point out the yellow-breasted whatevers. And, so it's really cool. If you're a bird watcher, if you're into birds, there are some really cool birds you can see there.
Are there like plaques to explain the birds or anything like that?
Not the individual bird. There's like a sign at the beginning of the course that says it's an Audubon Institute, whatever it is, bird sanctuary.
And for those at home, I think that means that the birds don't have a speed limit, right?
I was about to say the same fucking thing, Pat. God damn it, you beat me to
some
it.
fast birds, bro.
Oh, man.
Too slow, Corey.
I know. I was finishing my gulp of beer.
Are there any other upgrades or changes that are thinking of going there?
So when I first kind of inherited the course, which basically it was close to me. I'm in Glenmont a lot for other reasons. Like it's the closest grocery stores to me and stuff like that. My daughter goes to gymnastics there and we have friends there. So I was in Glenmont a lot. Like this is nearby a lot of places I already am. So I was playing that course a lot years back, like, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it was. And it was very cheap, like, DJ Mach 1s or whatever, like the lightweight, basically the cheapest outdoor ones you can get. They were just kind of plopped down at random spots. No tees, no signs, nothing. So I was like, this is fun, but it could be better. So I was asking around, like, this cap, like, does anybody know who does this, who takes care of this? And the response I got basically was, I don't know. There are some people who had like heard of town board meetings, people who would, listen to the people in the town who said, yeah, we'll get to it sometime, whatever. And I heard other people who said that they called the town to ask about it, if they could, take it over, and the town said no. And so when I contacted the town, I said, I could take it over. We, part of DiscApp, we do a lot of volunteer labor. It wouldn't cost you anything. You can invest it if you want to, but first let me get out there and just get you lay the land, and I'll come back to you with like what we need. And they said, I don't think that's a good idea. And I said, well, I'm doing it anyway. So I went out there and I kind of made like a design of what I wanted it to be. I did a lot of research, put some PowerPoints together, pitches, because the people at the town don't know anything about disc golf. They never heard it before. I had to explain the basic concepts to them. So I put like a PowerPoint pitch together, And I went to SPW and helped them build some tees. So while I was there, while everyone else is like, digging holes and stuff, I'm with like the course designer, like, so how much did the nails cost? Like I'm putting all the quotes together, everything, putting it all into a document, where to get the pavers and how big the hole has to be and all this stuff, and trying to get all the civics down. So I put that in their pitch and they said, oh, this is actually way cheaper and easier than I thought it would be. All right, let's do it. And so from then on, the town's been very helpful. Like they saw immediately the impact because they were like, well, we're doing a course cleanup first. They have like hiking trails that surround it. So like, we're going to mulch the trails and clean them up. So I was like, okay, perfect. This is a great opportunity for me to, show who we are. So I got a handful of disc cap volunteers. I was like, this is not going to be a course work day. It's going to be a park work day. We show them, we come out in force and show them what we're capable of. And then they're going to be on our side even more. So we did that. We mulched the whole hiking trail. We brought out our hand tools and, cleaned up some branches and fallen limbs and stuff. After that, we, had them in the palm of our hand, basically. They're like, okay, well, you talk the talk, you can walk the walk. So now the town pays for everything. All the long tee pads are finished and the tee signs are done. Town paid for all that. And they also they're in the garage of the course now. We just bought 9 Dynamic Disc veteran baskets. Basket upgrades are planned for this spring as well. And all of the negative reviews on UDisc mention either no tee pads, no signage, or low quality baskets. And after that, we're going to have all of those boxes checked. So it's really a metamorphosis of sorts to turn it from basically something out of nothing. And I have a really dedicated team of people and then a group of friends that have been helping me out every step of the way. And even though it's like my name on this stuff, I obviously couldn't do it without people like Randy and Jaimen and, everybody else who has come out to help me with that stuff. So it's really come a long way. I'm very proud of it.
So the short layout sounds like basically anybody can play it.
Exactly. That's the idea.
The longest layout, could you put a number on it as far as like a rating number?
Put it this way, Pat. In doubles, you try to get all the short ones. You try to go 9 down from the shorts. And then when you go back around again from the longs, you're just trying to get pars, maybe 1 or 2 birdies.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, not a lot of scoring separation of the Monday Night League. Our worst score will usually be like 7 or 8 down, with our best score being 11 or 12 down. So not a lot of separation because the short tees are almost all easily gettable, whereas the long tees are almost all not gettable. The course record for doubles is 12 down.
Do you know who that is?
I set it with Corey once.
Oh, okay.
I set it with Randy once. It's been set 4 or 5 times tied. No one's been able to beat that magical 12 down. There was a group, one week, a pairing of, I believe it was Jordan Johns and Willie Harrison, who were 13 down through 17 and bogeyed the last hole.
Oh, they blew it.
They blew it.
Between you and Corey, from what I understand, Corey's got a noodle arm, and you said you're the worst one at disc golf here. So how'd you get birdies on those other holes?
Well, it'd be rare for me to say this, but Corey's being modest. Maybe just compared to me, but people like Alex is talking about, when you're throwing 400 feet, like not a problem I ever had. Like I'm lucky if I hit 300. I throw my Avenger SS out in a full flex to 280. So I'm not really a muscle head.
Hole 2 is definitely reachable from the long.
Hole 2 and 9, I can reach the green easily. On the long
so
tees.
we probably went 9 down on the shorts, and then we got 2 and 9, and then one of us probably. I feel like you hit like a long putt on 1, 2, 3, a 4, maybe. I feel like that's.
Long putts are kind of my thing, so it's hard to remember them all. But whenever I do well, like I remember specifically when I played with Randy and we got 12 down. He did the throwing, I did the putting, and that's what worked.
Randy, did I ask you, did you run anything before helping with the putting league?
Yeah, so during the pandemic, me and Kat ran a tournament just for the local Ultimate organization. It was just like doubles at CPS. It was 2 rounds, so it was kind of like a real tournament to get some Ultimate players exposed to disc golf.
That was for AUDA?
Yeah, it was for AUDA. So
I was going to go to that, and I was like,
We did have a few random people show up to it, which was fine. It was pretty much all Ultimate players that all knew each other, and it was just kind of a way to get people out that first fall after COVID had kind of derailed the Ultimate season. We got Casey AVRs and I think Star Wombat 3s for everybody, and most people played with just those discs. Like most people didn't have their own. There were a few experienced players there. I think Dave Koch was there and maybe Kate Clay was there. So we had a few ringers, but it was mostly people new to the sport. So a lot of people from that event, I think, are still playing disc golf. So it definitely worked.
Yeah, the biggest groups I see that like come over are Ultimate players and ball golfers. Both of them, like when they try disc golf, like actually this is way better, and they just do that instead.
In order to play a game of Ultimate, what's the minimum number of people you need? Like to have one on each side?
For a actual tournament, it's 7.
Yeah, I would say for a random pick of game, 6 people, 3 on each team is like the minimum.
Yeah, that would be the absolute minimum. I think 5 on each team is a good number. You can make the field a little bit smaller too. So yeah, probably 10 people is like a good number for a pickup game.
Yeah, but 7 on 7 on the field is like, that's competition level. That's why it was so hard after college, because I couldn't do the leagues because the timing was weird. So I was like, I'll just pick up games with my friends. And then all my friends after college started getting married and getting jobs and having kids. And it was a lot harder to get even 6 people free at the same time.
Well, what's the minimum for just to have fun with it?
In order to play a game of Ultimate, you need a minimum of 4 people just to do the things you have to do. Have you ever seen it or played it before, Pat?
I've seen it, but not really. It's like rugby. I've seen rugby. I wouldn't know what the hell they're doing kind of thing. I thought it was like football in a way.
Yes, it's kind of unique. The main thing is that when you're holding the Frisbee, you can't move anywhere. You can like pivot on one foot, but you can't take any steps in any direction. So you can't play it one-on-one because then if you're holding it, you'd be stuck. So you need at least 2 people. There's going to be someone throwing and someone receiving at all times. So you need a minimum of 2 people. But then those 2 people are going to get super tired out if the only people, because like you have to throw it and then run past the next person, catch it again, throw it to them after they run past you, get to the end zone. It would be a mess.
It'd be like playing 2-on-2 full court basketball or something.
Exactly, yeah.
But the court is 100 yards.
Just running back and forth, yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, in college for drills, we would do like 3 on 3, but you make the field really small and it's more of just like a skills thing than an actual game.
So, Randy, you've got a tournament coming up.
Yep. So me and Adam Nelson had this kind of random idea going off of the name of the Helderberg Escarpment where Thatcher Park is to have a Berg-only tournament. So registration for that will open up March 1st and the tournament will be May 4th on Star Wars Day. So look forward to signing up for that.
Do you throw a Berg?
I've thrown them a few times, but I've never owned my own. It was really just going off of the word Helderberg. I don't know why we went deep into that for some reason.
Corey's trying to get it changed to Helda Bullfrog.
Helda Frog. I thought it was after the bread.
Is the tournament going to provide Bergs for people, or do you have to bring your own?
Yeah, so we're trying to keep this tournament really cheap and just like a fun event that anybody could play. So everyone's going to get a base plastic Berg in the player pack. The sign-up fee is going to be pretty cheap. It's going to be like trophy only. And yeah, we flirted with the idea of letting people bring their own, but we kind of just wanted to keep it an even playing field. So yeah, just the one disc.
Sure.
Did you say where it's going to be?
Thatcher Park, yeah. And we're going to do a very modified layout. So we're going to make shorter tees on most of the holes. There's a handful of short ones there where we won't change it, but we'll be shortening up all the long holes, just putting some flags down for people to tee from. And the plan is to incorporate like 2 additional holes. So there'll be like 20 holes for a single round because there are some par 4s there that are really long that we can just kind of split up and use the terrain to make 2 holes out of them.
When was that again?
May 4th will be the tournament.
May the 4th be with you.
Exactly.
Corey, what's going on May 4th? You know this stuff off the top of your head.
I wasn't on my disc golf scene page, and so then I had to check to see if my calendar was full or something else. But no, I'm going to try to go. I don't throw Bergs, obviously, and have to make sure that my sponsors don't see me throwing on Halo discs, or my future sponsors don't see me throwing on Halo discs. But yeah, barring anything coming up, I'm going to try to go.
Man, that's even further than Colonial Acres. Another 20 minutes.
Yeah, Corey, I don't think it would matter much to White Claw what you throw.
What? I don't drink that Tommy bullshit.
Sorry, it wouldn't matter to Modelo what you throw.
No, listen, I'll drink a claw if you give it to me. I'm not going to buy one now. But no, this is good. I joke about this. I don't really joke about it, but I kind of like, with playing so many competitive tournaments, I do kind of want to do a couple more like trilogy challenges or ace races, although for some reason ace races never really appealed to me.
They went away for a bit, didn't they? And then they came back, ace races, or no?
It's supposed to be coming back this year, but there's no new info yet. But it went away for a few years, yeah. I kind of stole the name because it's supposed to be a Discraft thing, but they weren't doing it for so long. And Colonial Acres is such a great course for it. So this will be a lot of fun there.
Maybe they could have a bullfrog one, Corey.
Yeah, I'm sure I can do whatever I want as long as I provide all the bullfrogs.
Yeah. Do they still make bullfrogs?
I think they do if you pay them to do it. So.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still in production. You can definitely find them.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, dude. Wachowski got me 2 team stamped ones. 2 NFL team stamped ones. I didn't know you could even do that.
Mm-hmm.
He's Jeff Wachowski. He can do whatever the heck he wants.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That's true. I think they were still in production.
What kind of plastic?
XT, the only kind of plastic they come in.
Oh, okay. Wait. It's not Halo?
No. I don't know if I would like a Halo putter.
That's a good point.
They got to figure out a base plastic halo.
Well, do they have a Nexus Halo? Did they come out with a putter that's in like Nexus Halo?
Yeah,
Maybe.
they definitely have Nexus Halos.
You can do Halo whenever you want with a Sharpie.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot they do have Halo Nexus AVRs, and they have that stupid fat Halo dye job on it or whatever. No, I can't switch off of Bullfrogs. I have to make one exception. There's one exception to the rule.
We got a few questions we got to ask Randy and Mark. Randy first, then Mark. What is your go-to course beverage?
All right. So I would love to say it's like a nice IPA or something, but I get so distracted when I play. I'm either going to like leave it behind or knock it over. So if it's not water, it's just going to be a Miller Lite. So there's no hard feelings when I knock it over with my bag or like leave it 2 holes behind. Like I'll go find it later or whatever. And it's basically water. So it's hydrated.
I was going to say, so it's not about like I need to be focused. I just need to not forget shit.
Yeah, I'm generally focused on playing to a certain extent. So yeah, the beer needs to be like an afterthought.
What do you got, Mark?
I don't drink alcohol.
I was going to say you're 15, right? So we can't.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not allowed. I'm not legally allowed to drink. But even if I was, I don't drink alcohol at all. Might go to a tournament or anything, I'll just have my water bottle. But if I'm feeling a little spicy, sometimes I will get a chalky milk.
Red Kurtz.
Yeah, I have ADHD, which most people can figure that right away. But I don't handle caffeine or too much sugar very well. But like milk and like chocolate milk, for some reason, that like jolts me and wakes me up. Like that's just like the right balance of whatever's in it. So that'll like help me focus if I'm playing around. But I mean, 95% of the time it's just the water, and that I always forget to drink and I have a cramp later anyway.
I mean, are you going for the chocolate milk when it's like Mind Kill in July?
Absolutely, buddy.
Yeah, you only play in fair weather.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not playing on Team Challenge weather anyway. But I'll pour that thing into a insulated tumbler or whatever, and then I'm good to go. That stuff stays cold all day, baby.
In Pennsylvania, they have Wawa. Have you ever been to a Wawa?
I love Wawa. Sheets is very good too.
Have you ever had the cookies and cream chocolate milk?
I have. I don't know if I've had it from Wawa, but I've had that. Like the grocery store where it's like, a branded one.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Stewart's has a lot of really good different flavored milks as well. They have a peanut butter chocolate one that's really good. I would say I don't really drink much stuff in general besides water. Even when I'm at home, I'm drinking mostly water. But if I was going to be an aficionado, like tasting different things, it would be probably flavored milks. More, right. Most people like IPAs or, whatever sours, but I'm like, no, I like milk.
How do you feel about eggnog?
I love eggnog.
Figured it'd be up your alley.
Yeah. Stewart's won Best Eggnog 2023, baby. International Dairy Competition.
Oh,
wow.
Stewart's lore.
And 20 years running, worst coffee in history.
I don't drink coffee either, so I believe
no way Stewart's loses to McDonald's.
In coffee?
Yeah.
It's McCafe. It's fancy.
Yeah, I was going to say that's about the only thing that they have that's like I would think would win something.
I wouldn't drink that stuff if they gave it to me for free because they fucked my order up. I'd say, no. I fucked up. I'm sorry.
J-Dubz. When's it start? What's the deal? Is there any dates on that?
So yeah, I did make a post. There is a J-Dubz Facebook page, 2024 J-Dubz Points Championship. I did make a post a week and a half ago by the time you hear this, where I kind of just went over some things. I'm shooting for the official start of J-Dubz to be the week after the time change. So the 19th of March. I think the 12th is the first Tuesday after the actual time change. I'll probably do a little pre-dubs, J-Dubz.
Did you say the 19th of March or the 9th of March?
The 19th of March is when it starts officially. Usually it's like 24 or 26 weeks. It's going to be 28 weeks. Top 20 scores count. The big thing is we got rid of Jeff. No, next thing that's going is we're getting rid of the pool system. No, we love Jeff. But, yep, getting rid of the pools, simplifying the league. Not going to be no subjectivity as far as, like, what makes the most sense. And if you show up, you have just as much chance to play with the best guy as you do anybody else. We're going to have cash CTPs, birdie bank, ace pot, all that good stuff, end of season payouts.
Did you say how much it would be?
So $7 is the minimum to play. That's $5 for the weekly payout and $2 end of season payouts. And then there's 3 optional extras. $1 for an ace pot, $1 for the birdie bank if you want in, and there will always be a cash CTP hole and possibly other prize-related CTPs throughout the
year, like
a disc or whatever towel I found in the lost and found.
Randy, what are your thoughts about J-Dubz getting rid of the? First of all, have you ever played J-Dubz, Randy?
I have played many times. back when we were like new to the area, the pool system was great. Like my wife, her first time going, I'm not going to say she was pregnant at that point, but she might have been. So, like low expectations that day. And they put her with Greg Kurtz, who is an A player apparently at the time. And they had a blast together. And, he had no expectations either. It was really great. Longer I've been playing though, like I don't generally go to J Park because they have me as an A player. And I've just had people who didn't really care. It's great if you get someone new that's like trying to learn. I think I had Ryan Travis, and I cannot say the numbers right now.
143.
Yeah, I think I had him his first time there, and it was great. Like he had a lot of energy and like really wanted to learn. But I've had people who, were just kind of grumpy and didn't want to do anything. And it's just a kind of turn off and kind of ruins the night. So I don't really go there very often. I feel like I go a couple times at the beginning of the year, and I remember not liking the pool system, and then I'd stop going.
How far is it to get to J Park for you?
It's about a half hour.
Knowing that the pool system's out, do you think it might bring it back?
So maybe. This is the other part where I run a weekly doubles league for Regeneron for just employees, and like people can bring +1s kind of to it, but there's no money on the line. It's totally casual. But I scheduled that for Tuesday.
Sounds like a waste of time, right?
Yeah, so because that's on Tuesdays, I don't go to J Park, and I scheduled it purposely that way. So we'll see if we change up the Regeneron doubles league. But
how far is that from J Park?
We move it around. We just do it for like 4 or 5 months in like the fair weather months, and we'll move it around. But it's usually like Prospect, SPW, CPS, some of the more beginner friendly courses. So depending on who shows up, we can do shorter layouts. We make the league like while I'm standing there in the parking lot. We don't decide till we know who's there.
Those are some of the fun ones. Mark, what are your thoughts on that? First, have you ever been to J-Dubz?
Yes, I've played J Park a lot. I've been to a lot of events there. I've been to the J-Dubz League a handful of times. Tuesdays are tough for me because that's when my daughter goes to gymnastics. She goes 5 to 6, which is right in the middle of the time for the league. So I don't go out there too often, but I try to go when I can, so it's only 15 minutes for me. I don't really mind the ABC pool because it doesn't really affect me that much, because I don't really care who I get matched with, whether they're really good or really bad. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just there to play and have fun. I never play league expecting to go home with cash, ever. But I do think that from people I've talked to, people that I've met there with the ABC pool, it's discouraging for A players to come. If they're trying to win and are trying to make money and trying to be competitive, and they get matched with someone who's not very good, it's going to be kind of dead weight, and it's frustrating for them. And also, obviously, the C players, if they're not going to be helping the A players, they could be discouraged. Well, they feel useless. They feel like they're dead weight. They're matched with somebody they're not using any of their shots, right? They're just watching this other person play, essentially, and follow along behind them, which I was a C player for a number of years. I definitely can still fit into that group. No one would argue if I showed up as a C player, but I know the feeling. One of my first times playing there, I played with Joe Jaskolka. I was watching him throw, and he was like, "Okay, buddy, now you try one." And I would just kind of tag along. So I can definitely see it being frustrating for him. And then also for me, it was great because I was learning a lot from him and talking. I was shaking his brain a lot. But I do think the B player, in terms of competition, season points, and payouts, I think the B players have a huge advantage. If it's 2 Bs together, then that's like the best of both worlds, essentially. We're good enough to play well, and you have 2 people to do it. So I do think going with the system overall is probably the best way to go, personally.
Yeah, the only drawback for me with 2 B players is if neither of you guys have distance. I don't know. I like it, Corey.
I'm making the change, I would say, less because of the pool system theoretically, and more so to remove the subjectivity of it. I want to generate teams once, whatever it spits out, or we use chips. Like, there's no you're not going to do pool systems with chips, or you could obviously make it work, but like I want to remove all of the subjectivity out of it.
I was going to say, plus with J Park, it's such a on each given week, it could be such a different course that somebody like Jaimen, he's going to be an A player on whatever layout you throw out there. But and I'm only saying this because he mentioned it, but like Kyle says he likes the open fields. So if you pick a layout that's more open fields, he's going to be an A player either way. But for the sake of this argument, he's going to be a better A player in an open field, whereas Tucker's going to be a better A player in the woods. Because each week is so different that I can see how I'm not an A player this week because I got all these trees, or I got this longer layout, I totally agree there.
Pool system definitely benefits some people and does not benefit others. That's not always necessarily the C pool or the A pool. But there has been times where like the pool system really did kind of screw somebody out of like season-ending payouts because, you know, there might have been two people that were vying for a position. They're both A pools. This person got paired up with a C pool player, and that's why they lost out on whatever, a couple extra points. And it was great at one point, but now I feel like the skill set across the board has transformed to a sense where like I want the league to cater to the people that actually show up. And the people that actually show up to J Park are typically in a broad B pool range. There's not really any like true A pool players that you might think of where, you know, like 970 plus guys coming down. Like if there was a bunch of those guys coming to play doubles, then the pool system might make more sense. But when it's just a bunch of people between, you know, mid 800s to low to mid 900s, like it's J Park. There's guys in C pool that outdrive me. So I don't know. I feel like in doubles, keep it simple. I'm supposed to be there to have fun. I don't want to like make it two jobs, basically work one job all day and then have doubles to be like a second job. Whether that's actually playing and it feeling like work or running it and having to put a bunch of extra work in it for no reason.
Who else might be helping you with that?
So at least on Disc Golf Scene, which you can check it out, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, 2024 J-Dubz Point Championship. I did take over ownership of it. I did mark Bryan Bickersmith as assistant to the league administrator. Maybe I should give him a promotion. Assistant to the regional league administrator. Actually, that might be a demotion. Either way.
Are you talking about match verifier extraordinaire Bryan Bickersmith?
Yeah. He needed more taglines.
No, understand.
So, at least for the paperwork, as far as the government's concerned, Bryan is my assistant.
Okay.
If for no other reason that I know he has self-service down there and I don't, which I'm hoping to have figured out by the time Dub starts. But when I first started going to J-Dubz a couple of years ago, that was the place to be. It felt like we would get 40 people a week. And in the past 3 years, it's like severely dwindled to where even on a nice day, we might only have 20 people.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's also a product of disc golf. There's a bunch of stuff going on.
Oh, it's 100% saturation is not helping either. Yeah.
So you got to stand out. Try something different. I appreciate it.
Or in this case, just do what everyone else is doing.
I was moving around while you're talking about the pool system, but I think that one of the really important things about that conversation is that there's no objective way to create a BC pool that's used. So, which is one of the reasons that people, I think, had a lot of trouble with it, is because it's based off of how somebody feels about a certain player. Of, well, I think that they're really good, so I'm going to make them a B player or something like that. And it makes it really difficult to not enforce, but just get behind. Like, you know, I was made an A player because I threw really far on one hole. And, like, I missed my putt on that hole, which is just as much of a important part, and still took a par, but it was all very subjective.
Yeah, my feeling is, even in a perfect world, if everybody who shows up for dubs is an active PDGA member with a PDGA rating, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what how they're gonna throw at that particular course. Basically reiterating what Jaimen said, there's just no perfect way to determine what an A player is, a B player, or a C player.
I kind of like the idea where I've seen leagues where, like, you know, you start off here, and if you place really well or you win this week, then you move up, and if you know, there's fluidity to it. You can move between the pools, but I'm not tracking all that bullshit. I'm not going to go through that every week. Listen, if you want to show up to play dubs, you bring at least $7. You bring a couple extra ones if you want to get in the bonus stuff. You want to come have fun at J Park. Tuesday night will be the time to do it. You still have to try to beat me every week, though. That's all I got to say about that. Unless we're paired together, then we can try to, you know, beat everybody else as a team. One more thing. Because we have 38 holes, if you haven't been to J Park, the layout changes every single week. We'll probably start off with the short nights, playing like west from the white tees. But as the weeks progress and the days get longer, we add a few extra holes. There's some other fun layouts that are just, you know, modified versions of previous 18-hole layouts. But it all comes to a culmination in like the longest days of the summer, where we'll try to get at least 1 or 2 weeks of playing the full J27 layout.
All right. I just wanted to find out where everybody's at with Team Challenge. I know Mark said he doesn't play. Randy, what Team Challenges do you play?
So I'm on both New England and New York. So I'm the Stony Killers for New England with Alex, and then I'm on New York with Jason and Jaimen.
When's your next matches?
So we have FDR playing against Wedge down there this coming weekend, the 24th.
Yep.
And then I don't know when our next New York match is.
Second week of March.
Yeah, could have guessed.
If I remember correctly, I think both of us have 4 weeks of Team Challenge in a row.
That sounds right. I've been lining up babysitters like aggressively, so it's so much fun.
I've got New England at FDR on the 24th of February, New England at home versus the Goats on the 3rd of March, then New York Team Challenge on the 9th of March, and then the neutral for New York Team Challenge on the 16th of March.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
All right. Jaimen, what do you got coming up?
So we have a home match this Saturday against, I keep wanting to call him Crane 2, Mountainside at J Park. And then,
I feel good about this one.
oh yeah, I feel very good about it. Although I'm sure Pat could edit it, me saying I felt very good about CPS as well.
Central Park is at 2-2. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think that we stand a really good chance against them. I don't know in too much detail, but I feel pretty confident going in there and getting a couple wins for my team. But we'll see. I think I've spent so much time looking forward to that neutral match that I kind of forgot about this one. So I'm like, oh, this might be harder than I thought.
The chatter has been that neutral match.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to talk about Ice Bowl at all, but there is one thing that I want to mention. Okay, I'll say it now. I played all freaking day with Jim Coyle, and I had never met him before, but I kind of assumed he was a wedgie, but he was on that Rhode Island team.
He's Rhode Island, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd say a wedgie too. You're right.
Yeah.
They fucking beat those douchebags.
Oh yeah, they did. They beat Barry.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
8 sweeping the pool, I guess.
Nope, they lost at home.
Yeah.
I was really surprised by that.
Wow.
It doesn't change anything standings wise or anything like that, but it is just a kind of cool thing to see.
It just means Barry doesn't get to make the claim that they went undefeated.
Yep, fuck them.
After saying that they were going to sweep the pool, and their first stop was us.
Would have been way cooler if we had ended it then.
Oh my god, it would have been so cool. We would have
somebody
so
did.
Cool.
I'm certainly buying then some beers next time we play.
Hell yeah.
So we have that match, the home match this weekend, and then the following weekend we're off to Oakholm Disc Golf for our neutral match against the Bombers out of Borderland.
Where's that? What state?
Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. 9 times out of 10 when I ask what state, it's usually Massachusetts.
Yeah. It's kind of in the 501 Crane Hill neighborhood.
Anywhere near where you used to live, Randy? Didn't you say you lived in Massachusetts?
So I grew up like Cape Cod area, actually. So we have Burgess there, which is the course I'll go to anytime I go home to visit my parents.
I did want to mention SkipAce, which it's going to be too late to mention it, but Jason stopped at a hotel in South Carolina in order to set this season up, so I feel obligated to at least mention it. 2024 SkipAce. Randy, did you ever play SkipAce that we do?
Oh, yeah. I was Randy Bobandy on there last year, so I already set my lineup for this first match, basically, like the second Jason posted it.
Mark, you ever play it?
I did. The first year you guys did it, the podcast one, I got second place by like 1 or 2 points to Bryan Bickersmith.
That Bickersmith guy.
I know. He got me. He just barely edged me out. I remember who it was, but there was one that I had someone picked and then he got an injury and couldn't play. And so I couldn't change it until it was too late. That's what lost me the thing. But I do enjoy doing SkipAce every year.
Well, if you haven't done picks, get them in now. This is only for you guys because anybody listening to this is
I'm literally doing it right now because I know I'm going to screw up and forget.
Jaimen, Jordy, make your picks. You're muted.
I did. Thank you. I did it just like Randy almost as soon as Jason put it. I almost put in just picks for the next few months because I'm going to forget so many of them.
I tried. You can't do the immediate next one. Like there's no one to pick.
Oh, wow.
That used to be a strategy.
Yeah, back in my day.
You could pick as many as you can. And then if the rating goes up, you get locked in on the lower rating. Who you got?
All right. One of the things I noticed when I was doing my picks is that their ratings are just better. People are better.
Yeah.
Going through like some of the guys I was picking all last year, I just couldn't pick them.
Yeah.
I'm like, James Proctor, he's one of my go-tos. I was like, and he's like 1039 all of a sudden. I'll tell you who I'm picking. If anybody steals them, good luck. I've got Aaron Gossage, Eric Oakley, Paul Crayons, who's out on tour. I'm going to be pretty hard for him this year.
Me too.
James Conrad, Kat Murch, and Valerie Manduhano.
We got Alex.
Simon Lizotte, Paul Kranz. I went with Nathan Queen, Garrett Gerthy, Stacy Ronsley, and Kat Mersch.
Nice. I almost went with Garrett. It's a home tournament for him. He's from Florida.
Yeah, I was thinking he tends to do well towards the beginning of the season, if I remember correctly.
He does.
We'll see.
I took Simon off because I was like, wait, I can't have 3 MVP guys on here.
Corey, who you got?
So I totally just joined the league and made picks within the last 90 seconds, but preliminarily, as of right now, I have Ricky Wysocki, James Conrad, Adam Hammis, Anthony Barella, and then for the FPO, I have Ella Hansen and Ellie Ezra Middling.
Midling?
Ellie Ezra.
Mid-Tidling or something like that?
Mid-Tidling? Where's the I?
Midling, I think.
Anyways.
Isn't there like a Y in the middle of
It's a
it?
huge distance.
MIDTLYNG.
Yeah, she's missing a consonant in her name. Anyways, there's only one Ellie Ezra, so that's who I got. We'll see.
ELIEZRA.
Who you got, Randy?
I went for like a kind of flat distribution. So I got Aaron Gossage, AB, Chris Clemens, Paul Kranz, I think is a great pick.
You picked Anthony Bohansky?
He gets a lot of aces, so he'd be a good pick. Yeah. And Maria Oliva and Cat Merch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mark, you pick anybody?
I did, yeah. I got Simon Lizotte, Isaac Robinson, AB, Yuli, and then Holland Handley and Ellen Woodboom.
You might want to switch Yuli out. I don't know what you're expecting except for negative points.
I've been following him. I mean, I don't know, maybe he's just like fluffing it up, but it seems like he's doing really well lately. He did really well on tour last year. Like throughout the 2023 season, his average placement was getting better and better every event. So I feel like he's like kind of a dark horse, but it was basically like I had points left and he was like one of the last people I picked. But like in the group of people that I could have selected, I was like, I think he's a really safe one. I don't think he's going to pull out or finish dead last, but I don't know. I feel like he could be sneaky.
What course are they playing at?
Brooksville, Florida?
Oh, okay.
I don't know what course that is, but
I also want to mention that we're in an alternate reality where Jack Bradley's kicker-only draft league is actually good picks.
Olympus Disc Golf Course in Brooksville.
Yeah.
That's Macbeth's course, I believe.
Oh, wait, is that the one? That's the Fruit on the Mountain one that like there was a whole litigation with that one guy and hitting somebody.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Oh, okay. I saw Grand Canyon, whatever it is. So I thought that was.
I went with James Conrad, Austin Turner, Richard Wysocki, Calvin Heimberg, Missy Gannon, and Pamaflage Reinecke.
Camouflage.
It's a good name.
Okay,
It's
nice.
Pam and in parentheses O'Flage Reinecke.
That's an old school disc golfer right there.
Well, 874 rated because that's how I got the other people.
Yeah, I was going to say, Missy, I had her for a second. I had to drop her because she's like 978.
Well, that's why you have to pick Pamaflage Reinecke. And I'm only saying Reinecke because it's spelled exactly like Meineke with an R. All right, so get your picks in. If you haven't already, then you're a week behind, but that means nothing in this league because we'll all forget at some point.
Yep.
So let me go through the last week in disc golf, February 12th to 18th. Monday, February 12th, we had 9-pin Cider Disc Golf Putting League, week 6, the final week. 62 players, Corey.
Crushing it.
130 unique players, and Corey.
Perhaps the most unique of them all.
All right, so it's very wow. I didn't realize how nerve-wracking it would be with two of the guys that ran it, like right on.
Don't mess this up.
Looks like for the casual league, Matt Knopf scored 18 points, and Nick Cardone won it at 23, and he got a free flight. Now that's a question. What is a flight at 9-pin Cider? What does it consist of?
It's 4 small ciders. It's a smaller portion, like a little bit bigger than a shot. I don't know if there's like a specific ounces of how much a flight is, but it's like 4 different types of cider. You get to like try them. So a flight is 4 different flavors.
Is it all their ciders? I mean, I don't mean this just in the flight, but do they just sell their type of cider? Do they make it there, or do they sell all the types of cider?
No, they only sell the stuff they make there, as far as I know.
They have a few guest kegs of beer from other places just to round out their menu.
Okay.
They make a lot of stuff there, a lot of really high quality stuff. Our friend Benji, who worked there, he doesn't work there now, but he was like the cider maker there for a long time. And I remember we would go there last year when he was working, and he would just give us like the freshest produce you've ever had, like the freshest, juiciest peach you've ever had in your life. He's like, oh, we just made a batch with these, and it was like so good. I mean, they use the real stuff. They use fresh fruit, fresh apples, and they're non-alcoholic stuff. They have a good selection of non-alcoholic stuff too. That's what I usually, because I don't drink at all. So they have maple cream soda that's very good. They have cherry vanilla non-alcoholic like soda. Very, very good stuff.
All right. So as far as the paid league, we had tie for 5th with Joe Karen and Ryan Yadow. Both came home with $10. Three-way tie for second at 21 points between Joe Jaskolka, Fritz Howard, and Randy Bemis.
Finally did it.
Be missing them putts no more.
Yeah, each got $30. And your winner with 22 points came home with $40, Adam Nelson.
This guy's just out here winning everything.
So overall was the best 5 weeks out of 6. Looks like third place in the professional paid league with 76 points, Ryan Martin. Second place went to Adam Nelson at 84 points. And your winner, despite a harrowing bout of COVID earlier in the season at 87 points, Joe Karen, who introduced me to all of the putting leagues to talk about.
Oh, yeah. He was the one. He's like, putting leagues, do it.
Yeah. So what did Joe end up winning? Anything?
So for the social league and the pro league, we have 3 prizes for each for the top 3 for the season. And they're just like 9-pin swag. So there's like 3 different like packs you can choose from. They all had like a pair of 9-pin branded sunglasses. They all had a free drink coupon. They all had like a little keychain bottle opener thing. But one of them was just that. Another pack was all that plus a 9-pin fanny pack. Another one was all that plus a 9-pin shirt. Okay. So the first place winner got to pick first, then the second place winner, then the third place got the last pack for both leagues. So 9-pin donated all that stuff, which is really cool.
That's awesome. I didn't realize. So that means Nick Cardone, he was your overall winner for the casual league?
Oh, handedly, yeah. He was third place overall. I kept telling him like every week, like, you're playing so well, you should do pro. He's like, I don't have any money on me. I was like, I almost want to sponsor you, like split your winnings because I'll be making money if I do that. So I told him like, next year you got to do pro. I'll let you play social league again. But no, that's the whole thing, is that's for everybody. I mean, he didn't really swindle anybody out of any money, and he just got a t-shirt for his hard work. But I don't know if he plays that much outside of this. He was just a really good, like, natural putter, I think. He was like friends with somebody else who came. I don't even see him anywhere but there.
Thank you. Also, 8 aces on the night.
Yeah, that ace shot was, I don't want to say easy, but it was very simple. We had probably, 80 feet at most, 50 to 80 feet, something like that. What do you think, Randy? Like 50, 60 feet?
I was going to say, maybe like 60, 70, but it was very obstructed. It was sitting up on the staircase, like the fire escape staircase. So there was 2 vertical support beams blocking like the right and left side. Then there was the handrail, like kind of blocking the low part of the change. So you had to just really put it straight in.
So we had Ryan Martin, David Venezia, Sean Dollard, Caitlin Clay, JJ Knapp, Bryan Arcazana, Helen Neary, and Jake Bliss.
Jake Bliss is that. He's like the 8-year-old kid. It was like one of his first times playing. He was with his family. Super fun.
All right. Thanks to Randy Bemis. He did most of the heavy lifting, literally with the setup and tear down each week. Obviously essential in running the league each night and getting it off the ground in the first place. Mike essentially just handed out the scorecards. Randy did everything else. Eternally grateful to have a man like that in my life. Sean Dollard, also a huge help to us each night with setup and teardown. When people go to places like 9-Pin Cider for good times with good friends, he's the kind of person they're talking about. Also, Greg Hill and Mike Schwartz. Their helpful advice and direction help make this league what it is. I truly appreciate their input not only with this, but with all the other annoying disc golf questions I have been bothering them with since the day that I met each of them. Also, a huge shout out to anyone who brought friends or family, especially if this was their first time playing disc golf. We definitely had a huge handful of people who got hooked and will be joining some leagues in the future. Lastly, thank you to 9-Pin Cider. Jess, Nick, Jake, and the whole team over there are the best hosts we could ever ask for, and this is one of the most fun things you can do in the winter because of them. Once again, thanks everyone for coming out this year, and I look forward to seeing you over the spring and summer. That was the last week for 9-Pin Cider. Sorry, Corey. What are you going to do?
Corey went twice, I think, this year.
Just once.
Once?
Yeah.
He was like, I'm out of my league here. These guys are all kicking my butt. I can't come back.
I kept seeing I was going to make it, and then I never showed up. And so one day I got to come. I got to come at least once. I hung out at work a little bit later and then shot up, played through, and made it back in time to record. It worked out great.
Yeah, you come in, score well, get your ace money, and go home, never to return.
Yep, had a cider.
I'm going to quit while I'm ahead.
Yeah. Hit the ace pot and then skedaddled. I had a share of the ace pot and skedaddled.
Yeah.
Tuesday, February 13th, there was nothing as usual. Wednesday, Valentine's Day, no deadbeat doubles, and Northway Putting Winter League 2024 took the day off as well. So nothing on Wednesday. Thursday, Wedge Putting League. We're still on week 5. We're a week behind, February 5th. They've actually caught up on the Facebook, but I don't want to do 2 one week and then miss one next week. So week 5, February 4th, 31 players. MA4 had Sebastian Arango in third, Time Moel in second, and Andrew Jolson in first. The amateur division had 12 players. Billy Forrester in third, Kristen McDonald in second, and Ishmael Valencia was your winner at 147 points. Chelsea Brewer won the women's division. MPO had 10 players. Chris Lucier came in third, Zach McDonald in second, and your winner with 176 points, Matt Parslow. Also on Thursday of this week, we had possibly week 12 of the Disc Beat Club Season 3. Anthony Stambali came in third with 7 points. John Furman in second with 8. And Justin Winter was your winner with 9 points. They played Stephen P. Wallace, the White Tees, 18 holes. Overall standings for the league: in 5th place with 41 points, Sparky Spalding. 4th place goes to Greg Kurtz at 50.5 points. Mark Stryker came in third, has 54.5. Mel Gallagher in second at 55. And your leader with 58 points, Kevin Kroenke. Friday, February 16th, Beacon Putting League Week 12. There were no results. Saturday, we had both the Warwick Upshot and the J Park Ice Bowl, which we'll get to in a minute. Sunday, February 18th, Long Island Sunday Dubs ABC pairing layout AWFL plus 3A red. Second place, Brian Wisher and Nikos Hell Yeah. Shot a -3. Christian L. and Josh Winkler won it at a -6. Bridgeport Singles League B pool was a tie between Kevin Newcomb and A. Baxter at plus 11. Your A pool winner, Elliot DeLapp, shot an even par. Panthorn Rando Dubs, Dan Jascott and Logan Edwards shot a -3. SPW has a dub league on Sunday. It's called a Dubs League, but I think everybody was singles, so I'm not 100% sure, but Jay Malloy shot a -8. Wedge Winter 2024 League, Week 5, run by John JP, not Josh Hafner, played FDR Whites, which was a par 62. They had 22 players on a cold and windy day with up to 4 inches of snow on the ground, and they had 6 players from Disc Hat. Mixed Amateur 2, Mark Affeck came in third, Robert Bennett in second, and Matt Strickrod was your winner. Women's Amateur 1, Sherry Purdy came in third. Mindy Potts came in second.
Ayo.
Yeah.
Don't get used to hearing Potts on this. And your winner, Alexis White.
Randy, we missed you at FDR this weekend.
I was like, did I miss the Stony Killers match?
No. You probably made the right decision in not going, considering how poorly I played.
I heard you lost 2 discs.
Well, I did lose 2 discs, and then I went back and found one.
Okay. But were you stroked for those?
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was rough. Because it's stroke and distance. For losing a disc, you have to go back to the previous lie, and it's a penalty stroke. So yeah, that's at least 4 strokes better that I should have been right there.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Rough.
The second one was middle of the fairway. It was just we couldn't find it.
That's rough.
Just buried under the snow.
I was really looking at going, and then Hafner posted 5 to 8 inches there, and then I guess Adam Nelson's friend that lives in Yorktown said there was 1 inch, and I was like, what the hell? These are very different numbers.
Yeah.
And so I hit up everybody, and nobody was around. Jack is in Vermont. Bill Newman is in Florida. So I finally got a hold of Craig Henninger, and he's like, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if I was off work, I wouldn't go play.
Yeah.
And he lives like down the road. I was like, okay, there you go. So
if we weren't going there for Team Challenge this weekend, I probably wouldn't have gone. But honestly, the snow wasn't that bad. Obviously, I lost 2 discs in it, but the first disc I lost was in a wood pile. So, like, it was tough to find, and just that extra, inch or 2 of snow made it impossible to find.
Gotcha.
That sucks. I love a good wood pile.
Yeah.
90% of the course was, an inch, maybe 2 inches. There was just a couple of places that I happened to find that were 4 or 5 inches deep.
Okay. If I remember, that's your first time playing FDR.
No, I played with you, remember?
Holy shit. Yeah, I do.
Wow.
What's the course you haven't played yet?
Heiser Creek.
Heiser Creek. Okay.
That's not the only one, though. You say, what's the
Yeah.
one? What's the course you haven't played? That's one of them.
There was one that I remember him saying. I was like, wait,
the
what
one
the
that's
hell?
surprising that I haven't played is Heiser Creek.
Yeah. I totally remember that now. I have a really bad memory as it's slowly becoming apparent.
But yeah, I like FDR a lot. I like it more when I'm not throwing discs, 350, 400 feet, and then not being able to find them in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it happens.
I've never had that problem personally. The throwing 400 feet part.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly why I don't throw 400 feet.
You're right. That's the only thing holding us back.
Yeah. That's a long game.
See, that kind of feels like the issue because, like, I was playing with JP and Adam Nelson, and the times that we lost my disc or nearly lost my disc, because we nearly lost a couple more, were when I outdrove both of them, and I had to wait, 5 minutes for them to find their discs and throw, and then I couldn't find mine. So I'm just saying, if I didn't throw
Suffering
so
from
far,
success over there.
yeah, it might have been a little bit easier. But yeah, always fun playing with those two. And Adam absolutely crushed it. I think he shot like -2 when the next closest person was like +3 or +4 or something.
Yeah, that's a pretty good round.
Yeah, I think it was like 993, 990 something.
Yeah, I went back and compared it to
Junkin'
Champs,
Donuts.
and it was like a 40 rating boost,
Yeah.
like 40-point rating boost. Compared it to Corey, who shot 2 down the final round of that tournament, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, I don't think that that's quite what I would expect for a rating for that. But that's kind of why I still haven't played a rated league, is because there's like just funny shit can happen like that.
Yeah.
I've only played one, and it was Jane North, and I should not have done that.
Mixed Amateur 1, we had a tie for second between Adam Dorr and Ian McCartney. And your winner, Christopher Del Bianco. Mixed Pro Open, third place, John Hafner, shot a 68. Second place, Filth Raskinator, Philip Rascona, shot a 62. And your winner, as Corey said, he's winning everything with a shot of 60, Adam Nelson. Next week, they're playing FDR Yellow. Because I do discap tags, Long Island posted, they had a February tag round. They posted their top 20, so I'll give you the top 10. This is probably out of date, which everything on here is. 10 tag Milan Misco, the 9 tag Justin Smith, 8 tag Patrick Rowan, 7 Jonathan Barnes, Chris Ward with the 6 tag, Brian Wisher at 5, Kevin Hutchins at 4. The 3 tag belongs to William Pagnazzi, Philip Rescona with the 2 tag, and Hayden Cavalli with the 1 tag. The Warwick Upshot 2024 played at, I assume, Breakwell Steel in Warwick. Brian Bocanton had 4 divisions. Mixed Amateur 3 division. Third place, Chris Coe. Second place, Sal Orsino. And Eric Bosenbrook is your winner at a +2. Mixed Amateur 2, no John Smith. Mixed Amateur 2, Nick Vujic came in third. Brian Colodi shot a -1, came in second. And Chauncey Germain is your winner at -2. In the Mixed Amateur 1 division, Zach McDonald came in third, 1 shot behind second place Ed Sergi, and your winner at -2, Elijah Morgan. And in the Mixed Pro Open, we had Nick D'Antoni came in third, Nick Terralavoro Terabithia came in second, and Bart Welch shot a -5 to win. And finally, we had the J Park Ice Bowl.
We did have the J Park Ice Bowl. Was Randy and I the only ones that played in it?
I didn't play in it.
Yeah, I guess
Yep.
the answer was
Yeah.
yes then.
Sounds right.
Was it doubles?
It's a doubles tournament, yep.
Yeah.
So the layout for the tournament goes best hole round 1, and we played that on J West plus hole 36. J West 19 has been called. There was mulligans available for sale, $5 a piece or 5 for 20. All that money went towards the total donation to the food bank, I believe. Also, apparently, either every team or every team that bought mulligans was given an extra mulligan for free, courtesy of Jason Gorsage. So then round 2 was best shot doubles, traditional doubles format on the J South layout. Yeah, weather was good. It was a little chilly, but it's Ice Bowl, so no wimping and no whining. The sun did come out, but it was a little windy. Course is playing great for being February in upstate New York. I can't remember the last time we've had such like disc golf appropriate weather. Been a little chilly, but to play J Park so often in the past couple months without having snow on the ground has been kind of a blessing, and not having to deal with snow on the tee pads or ice on the tee pads. Although 2 people did go out and shovel the tee pads, I believe. I'm not sure who that was, but thank you. Yeah, I think over either $3,000 or just over $3,000 was raised as a part of the tournament. It was a full field, 72 players. Ironically enough, the first and second people on the wait list was Kyle Hirsch and David Koch, and I think they were number 1 on the wait list since like there was literally no movement on the wait list since registration.
Zero.
So they both showed up on Saturday, and when they didn't get in, they went and played a round on J North, I believe. But yeah, so Brian and I played on a team together, kind of struggled. The one thing with the Ice Bowl is always like strategic use of your mulligans, and we kind of had a soft plan as far as like what holes we definitely wanted to have at least 1 mulligan on. And I think we did pretty good with our mulligans, except for we screwed up hole 18, the Swamp Thing hole, the Kenji Klein hole. Been there before. It's the hole with Kenji Klein in his cute little sweater vest. And on the picture of the T sign from years ago, we screwed that hole up so bad. He had a bad drive. I had a bad drive. We used mulligans. mulligans that didn't end up in any better shot than the previous shot did. And we ended up taking a 5 in doubles. This was round 1, so it was best hole, and we ended up taking a 5, which we were trying to use mulligans to not take anything worse than pars at all. So to use a mulligan and still take a 5, that's kind of what screwed us. But so we finished middle of the pack. And the other thing is we played. This is my thing, and it's totally fine. I understand why we did it, but like having 38 holes at J Park and then playing 2 different layouts, but those 2 different layouts share like 14 holes. It kind of stinks for me. And then couple that with we played with the same 2 other guys the entire day, Jim Coyle and his partner
Rob Bennett.
Yeah, Rob Bennett. So they were totally cool guys to hang out with. I had never met either of them before. But yeah, so we played like mostly the same holes all day, and we played with the same 2 dudes all day. I thought we were going to have a chance to play with Randy and Caitlin, but we missed out on that opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. It must be PDGA number or something, because I really thought we were going to be playing together that second round.
Yeah.
You were saying the same layouts. It's important in those snowy years where you only have to shovel, 18-ish, 19 tee-pads instead of, 36.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just like when it's like, oh man, it's a beautiful day at J Park. Oh, yep, playing 2 layouts and only 21 holes or whatever it is, 23 holes.
Randy, do you want to talk about your round?
I played with Kate Clay, and she was wonderful, phenomenal putter. I think we used our mulligans very appropriately, except at one point I lost track of where her lie was, and I just did like the instant mulligan where I missed like a 15-footer, and it just said mulligan and like hit it real quick, and then she just looks at me like she still had a putt from 30 feet to like get the same score, and I just totally wasted that one. But other than that, I think we capitalized on the rest of our mulligans.
What was your team name?
Be Missing My Spouse. We usually play her husband, Garrett, my wife, Kat. We all play together a lot. And going from the name Be Missing These Putts, it only made sense to utilize that name. And I believe Kat has used that to play with Garrett at maybe the Tricky Throwdown before. So it's a good name.
Oh, so this isn't the first wife swap you guys have done?
No, not the first.
I like that name. It might be like my favorite. I don't remember all the other team names, but I thought that was probably my favorite.
So I'll go over the results real quick. In the gold division, which is the mixed division, first I'll go through the team names and then I'll give you the top 2 or 3. Right now, the leader in the clubhouse is Be Missing My Spouse. Something's got to be better than that. Tell me if you find something better than that. Donut with Sparkles, Approach with Caution, Captain Cha-Cha, Hand Sanitizer, Dolph, and Ryan and Danny. That one might be the winner for Ryan and Dan.
That's to the point.
Yeah. I'm going to mostly do top 3, but just to explain Captain Cha-Cha, that was Jeff Wachowski and Cat Cha-Cha.
Cat Manheiser.
Yeah. They came in 4th place behind a tie for 2nd. That was Dolph and Hand Sanitizer. Julia May
Wait a second. Wait, how is this showing as a tie? Am I blind? Is this not?
Why doesn't there? Yeah, you're looking at the score. It's not a tie.
They're
but
completely score.
It doesn't say 3 next to hand sanitizer. Why is that? Thank you for that, Corey.
Yeah.
Thanks for catching that because I probably wouldn't have. 3rd place was Hand Sanitizer, Ryan Carpenter, and Julia May Marger.
Nice.
Margarine. I got you. 2nd place, we had Team Dolph, Megan Mercier, and Jackson Sparger. And then your winner, Ryan and Danny, Ryan Clare, and Danielle Woodell. Moving over to Mixed Amateur 3, we had the Killer E's, Evan Parsley, and Eric Struna, just to explain why the E's.
MA3, are you with me?
Oh, thank you. MA3, are you with me? I'm like, MA3? MA3, are you with me? Wish You Were Baggers, BJ, Big Guts, Bigger Putts, and Shovel Ready.
Oh, those were the guys that shoveled.
Tim Goyette and Brian Monahan?
Tim Goyette definitely shoveled, yeah. I don't know if Brian did too. I know Tim Goyette definitely did.
Yeah, fucking Tim, man. He's the guy that he couldn't have just lost to me the previous week and when we
But
he beat you. He brought food to Team Challenge and he shoveled for the tournament the next weekend.
This guy's okay. Now I feel like he's just trying to make me look bad.
And shot -2 to win the division over Derek Stasinski.
There you go.
And Todd Everlith. Big Guts, Bigger Putts. And Brandon Klein and Josh Lee, BJ. Women's Amateur 1, 2nd place, Emily Braun and Lisa Lundquist, the Feline Fatales. And your winners, the Snowbirdies, Marcia Fox and Jess Lasasso. Mixed Amateur 1 had 14 teams, Discets and Gravy, 2 Whack Dudes, Chuck and Chucks. Oh, the Evan Chucks, okay.
Yep.
Commandos, Big Nick Energy, because it had Nick at Cats. on the team. Grip It and Rip It, Durrell, Only Ams, Birdies to Bogeys, 2 off the first, question mark, Frozen Dopes, J Parked, Overrated, and Ragin' Rippers.
I like Frozen Dopes. That's a front runner for me.
Big Nick Energy makes me laugh, even though it's kind of like
What one made you laugh?
Big Nick Energy. I don't know. I just feel like it's easy to screw that one up and slip.
Mhm.
him up.
I agree.
That's like a slipped disc
Yeah.
kind of name. Frozen Dopes, that was Tyler Gannon and Peter Fitzgerald. They came in 4th. J Parked, Andrew Ty, and Matthew C. came
I
in
believe
3rd.
that's Matthew Cully.
Yeah, that
That would have been my guess, but
It might be that he's, trying not to put his last name out on the internet, which is not an unreasonable thing. So.
Oh no, it's out there. Nobody signed up for disc golf scene.
why are you so reasonable, Alex? You're so...
When you click his thing on PJ, it brings you to his page. It says Matthew Cully. So I'm not sure why it just says Matthew
I
C
think
there.
that
It's weird.
name is just from whatever you put into disc golf scene when you,
Yeah, it's probably just
Oh, okay.
autofill.
but it links to your actual PDG.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Second place was Overrated, Ian Doughton and Peter Hodge. Your winner, Ragin' Rippers, Arian Cartret and Azariah Cartret. I probably screwed.
That's the CTK kid, right?
Yep, that's what I was going
Yeah.
to say.
I was like, damn, I didn't realize
Yep.
this kid came. Like, I know he's like the most local to CTK or something, right?
There's a bunch of people who are at the tournament who are all from that area.
I saw him on Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast, allegedly most voted to have a backup hole, J36, and I saw him there, and I'm like, damn, wait,
Corey's taking names.
apparently from a fucked up sample size, it's like the 48% most voted to have a backup. But I saw him there, and yeah, I was kind of surprised, but I guess he gets around to see.
I think it was Jason who pointed it out. I think it's all about, it doesn't have the hang quality. I think that really affected it. Plus the usage. I think both of those things didn't really help it.
Because it's like it's a hard hole, and you're spending more time just thinking about how you're going to screw it up. So I
Yeah.
can see why people would not like sitting there.
And then Mixed Pro Open. Sorry, Corey and Bryan, we don't do 5th place. Sorry, Randy and Kat, we don't do 4th. We had a tie for 2nd between hopefully JP doesn't bleed this time. That's John JP, not Josh Hafner, and Justin Muccelli.
Oh, no.
Did JP Hafner bleed?
No, but he was doing the same dumb shit, which I think caused him to bleed last time, which was like doing pull-ups on the pavilion.
Climbing trees and stuff.
Yeah, he picked up the bench on hole 36 at one point just to like kill
He's
time.
like a CrossFitter. Is like doing dumb shit.
I saw a picture on Sunday of him like wedged in a tree, so I don't know what the heck he was doing.
The most is what he was doing. Doing too much. It's what he's doing.
Jason's not here, but what is the 50K, 60K thing?
Their PDGA numbers.
Oh, okay. So team 50K was tied for 2nd with the hopefully JP doesn't bleed this time. That was Brett Delamateur or Delamater or Delometer and Josh Wynn. They came in tied for 2nd. And your winners, the 60K, Jason Lasasso and Jason's mechanic, Harry Lehman.
Two-time
by a
winners,
stroke.
I believe. I think they won it last year, too.
They flip-flopped their partners, so I don't even remember if those matchups are identical, though.
I thought they did it random. Like,
Yeah, they do, like that morning, I think.
I think they played... damn it, can I find this? Oh, wait a second. Oh, no, Brett and Josh won it last year. They beat Harry and Jason by 8 strokes. Oof. Oh, damn. Me and Bryan tied this year's winner last year's at 12 down. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
so they probably picked their team name based off of how this coin toss happened or whatever.
Yeah. When they sign up as Team Tick Bite on Disc Golf Scene, and it just shows the 4 of them all grouped together, and then they do something to determine their actual pairings.
Okay. They do something like that at Warwick, too, with like Brinster and Cutler and a few other guys. I don't know exactly how that works, but because I'm not good enough to know. So, Randy and Mark, are you guys willing to go up against these 3 fools?
Ooh. Yeah, we might as well.
Yeah.
All right. You get to go first. So we'll do Team 9-pin against Team Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast.
Sounds good.
Rip bozos.
Let me update this. So last week, Corey, what was your team?
It was me, Alex, and Jason versus Jeff and Jaimen.
You're like the worst with that. You always.
It's because I look over at the recording, and for some reason, your name like pops up. Like, doesn't matter if you're at the top, at the bottom, in the middle. Your name is the one that locks.
I didn't realize I put my full name on there. That's weird.
Well, it only says Pat Key for me. Pat.
Yeah, me same here. 2 E's. What about the week before? Do we remember off the top of our heads?
Would that have been me and Tucker?
Aha. Okay. Thank you. So If I'm correct, I got Alex, Corey, and Jaimen at 3 wins.
Wait, are we sure? I feel like was one of those weeks we didn't have a guest.
No, there was a week that you 3 and we didn't do a quiz. I think what Alex is saying is not that week, the week before.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Gotcha.
Team 9 versus Team Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. Disc or no disc, answer a question. You get a point if you're right. And then I ask you whether or not that answer is a disc name or not. 9 pin, I got 2 categories. Which category would you like to choose, 1 or 2?
Mark, you're a number 2 guy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Question 1, category 2. While it feeds mainly on termites and the insect in its name, what toothless mammal also enjoys avocados? While it feeds mainly on termites and the insect in its name, what toothless mammal also enjoys avocado?
Thinking that's an anteater.
Yeah, it's got to be an anteater.
Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Is the anteater a disc?
I felt like it'd be a Lone Star if it was.
Ooh.
I don't know, either Lone Star or Wild Disc maybe, but I've never heard of it.
I think they have an armadillo, so
They have an armadillo.
probably don't have an anteater.
I'm cool going with no.
I'm thinking no as well.
All right, we'll go with no.
You are correct.
Whoa, it's the battle of the disc nerds. Mark Bryan versus Alex Potts.
Hopefully I'm better at trivia than I am actually playing. Not a high bar, but
Luckily, your disc golf skills on the course don't translate to here. It's just how much you can read a brochure and follow social media.
how much I stay inside on the computer.
Hudson Valley, what category?
We have to go 1, I
You
think.
guys got a preference? Back to 1?
I'm good with whatever.
I'm good with 1.
1? All right. Question 1, category 1. What kind of controversial glass structure was designed by I.M. Pei for the entrance to the Louvre Museum in 1985? What kind of controversial glass structure was designed by I.M. Pei for the entrance to the Louvre Museum in 1985?
It's like a pyramid thing, right?
Yeah, it's a pyramid.
Yeah.
What's so controversial about a pyramid?
I don't know.
It's like a fine art museum, and it might just have been a little bit too ugly for people.
All right, yeah, I can get behind that. Sure.
Is the pyramid a disc?
Gotta be.
Of
Of
course.
course it is.
It fits into the infinite discs thing, but as last week proved, don't listen to me for this at all.
My instinct was yes, and it very much does fit into Infinite's theming.
I say yes.
I'm good with yes.
You guys all good?
I'm with them.
It was not when I first asked the question, but Pro Discus, December 4th,
Ah.
2023.
Oh, like that was a repeat?
Yeah, from like 5 years ago, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes
I
sense.
forget that's a disc brand.
Yeah.
What was it?
Pro Discus.
Oh, Discus. They're the Jokery.
Yeah, Jokery was the exact disc I was thinking of.
Yeah.
They sponsored Kevin Jones like before he kind of popped off.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
yeah. And probably somebody since.
Team 9 pin, what do you got? What category? 1 or 2?
Should we stick with 2 for now?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
All right. Question 2, category 2. The Encyclopedia of Mammals says the calls of what African scavenger include whoops, yells, and a demented cackle. The Encyclopedia of Mammals says the calls of what African scavenger included whoops, yells, and a demented cackle.
Sounds like a hyena to me.
This sounds like a hyena. I'm not going to say the other option in case it's wrong.
I'll go with hyena.
Yeah.
Is the hyena a disc?
I'm pretty sure it is. It's that Wild Disc company that's like based out of New York.
Yeah, Wild Disc says they're all animals.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going yes.
All right, go with yes.
Wild Discs, July 11th, 2022.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
No bonus points for getting the company right.
Yeah,
We forgot the date right. Is that?
Yeah.
that's super secret bonus points. Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast, no pressure, but what category?
Guessing 1.
I'm good
Works.
either way.
Back to 1?
Yep.
Back to 1.
Question 2, category 1. From the Egyptian for great house comes what term for any of the great and ancient rulers of Egypt? From the Egyptian for great house comes what term for any of the great and ancient rulers of Egypt?
Pharaoh, and it's definitely a disc.
I do know Pharaoh is a disc, and Pharaoh definitely sounds like the right answer to me.
Yeah, it's certainly a name for the rulers. I'm
Yeah.
good with that.
Sounds good.
Is the pharaoh a disc?
Yes.
Yeah.
Infinite Discs, February 2nd, 2018.
I had a brief moment where I'm like, oh, wait, no, that disc was called the Prophecy, not the Pharaoh. There's a purple one that's been like long-term storage in the goddamn lost and found. All right, good.
All right, 9 pin, 1 or 2?
Stick with 2, right?
I definitely know more about animals than Egyptian history, so
Yeah,
I
agreed.
think 2 is the way to go.
Question 3, category 2. In a sensational 1980s police case in Australia, Lindy Chamberlain claimed that what animal took her baby? In a sensational 1980s police case in Australia, Lindy Chamberlain claimed that what animal took her baby?
Randy, you can answer, but I need you to do the accent for me.
Oh, man. A dingo ate my baby.
A dingo ate my baby.
Did they reference that in like Seinfeld too?
Yeah, it was all over the
Okay.
place. Everyone was talking about it. It was so stupid. A dingo is the answer.
Is the dingo a disc?
I kind of have no idea, to be honest.
I have no idea. Again, I feel like that would be either Lone Star or Wild Discs.
I don't think Lone Star would do an Australian animal as their. I don't know. I feel like they're pretty American.
Yeah, true. They're like Texas stuff. Yeah, dingoes in Texas.
Hope not.
Yeah.
Should we just go no on this one? Just like break the pattern?
Yeah, I guess it could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised either way, so I'll just go no. 50-50.
Yeah, that works with me.
No?
Go no.
Fourth Circle Discs, February 20th,
Mm.
2020.
Nobody keeps track of
Whoa,
circle.
it's not even that new.
Yeah.
Are they arranged like the Audi symbol or like the Olympic symbol?
Four Circle is a Chinese company, and I throw a Four Circle Taipan.
Are you bullshit?
No, I'm being serious. I do throw a Four Circle Taipan. It's an overseeable like 12-speed driver. I got it in a mystery box, and I threw it a couple times. I really like this, and I kept it. I don't know if I can ever get another one if I needed one, but I do like it.
All right, Hudson Valley. What category? 1 or 2?
1.
Sure.
A rare example of Cleopatra's handwriting is on a document made from what plant? She wrote, "Make it happen" in Greek. A rare example of Cleopatra's handwriting is on a document made from what plant? She wrote, "Make it happen" in Greek.
Papyrus? Am I close? Is that
I think papyrus is the name for the paper, but the plant itself is bamboo or reeds or something like that.
bamboo?
Bamboo.
Not bamboo. I think it's reeds.
Reed? I think our answer is reed?
It feels like the answer should be papyrus, but
Well, yeah, papyrus might be the answer. That might be...
it might be the
I
type
understand
of reed or
that I'm the
something.
one that said it, so why that might be why you're questioning it.
No, I was with you.
Yeah, papyrus sounds right to me. The other thing that I can think of is like a palm leaf. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like papyrus.
Palm. Would he say?
I like
would he say
papyrus, too.
plant or tree? Is a palm more of a plant or a tree?
Well, I think if you asked Randy, he'd tell you that
Yeah, I don't want to get into the.
it's the vascular structure is the same as like a smaller plant. So it's like tree sized and shaped, but they're not technically trees. Is that right, Randy?
Yeah, that's right.
Nailed it.
I'm just going to, in general, assume that a tree is a type of plant. So,
But not all plants are trees. Yeah, I got you.
We haven't asked for. Could we hear that
yeah.
question again, Pat?
A rare example of Cleopatra's handwriting is on a document made from what plant? She wrote, "Make it happen" in Greek.
She was like, "Do it
Which
now."
Jaimen, of course, knows the fourth letter is the delta.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the best thing I can think of is papyrus.
Yeah, that's my best guess.
I'm good with papyrus.
Papyrus it is.
Is the papyrus a disc?
This part I'm a little more unsure of.
Papyrus, a disc. It's kind of just like a cool word. I could see somebody being like, "That's a cool word. Let's make it a disc."
It's 100% a disc because obviously.
Because Corey's got one right in front of him. He's holding it right now.
No, because although if Papyrus was a disc, I feel like Jaimen Hume would be the one to bag it. Although now Mark Bryan is kind of the wild card now as far as random discs to be thrown.
I'll throw whatever you hand me.
I was going to say, please explain how a disc being named of a papyrus should be in my bag.
You just like to throw a lot of random shit, like the look.
I like
the
to throw
loft.
shit you don't know. That doesn't make it random. Corey, what do you putt with again?
Bullfrogs, but that's not the
Oh,
question.
okay.
I say it's a disc.
If they had a Halo papyrus, you'd know.
I would know.
My instinct is that it isn't a disc, but I'm willing to let Corey take the fall on it. Is it?
No, it's
Ooh.
100% a disc.
All right.
Corey, are we really going to go against Alex Potts on Is It a Disc?
He's having a slow day.
I had a couple of really bad runs not too long ago, so
It's a disc.
Sounds like Jaimen's the decider here.
Yeah, this is...
I'm with Corey right now.
Okay.
Overruled.
You're with Corey? All right, then let's go with Corey.
It's a disc.
I'm sorry.
Damn it! Every time you guys, you should.
I
knew
told
it.
you
You guys
Corey.
should know by now. Overrule me. There's 2 of you and 1 of me.
Halfway through, we're tied at 5. 9-pin, what category? 1 or 2?
Stick
Keep
with
going,
two.
too.
Yeah, stick with 2.
What llama relative, scientific name Llama pecos, is grown mainly for its fine wool? What llama relative, scientific name Llama pecos, is grown mainly for its fine wool?
This is the alpaca
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
made by Infinite Discs, former sponsor of my favorite professional player, Randall Bemis.
That's fair. I did throw some alpacas for a minute.
Yeah. So I jumped ahead, Pat. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So you're going with the alpaca?
Yeah, that would be embarrassing if it wasn't the answer.
Wasn't
But yeah,
alpaca,
we're
yeah.
going with it.
Is the alpaca a disc?
Yes, it is.
Yes, Infinite Disc. I want to say
Ooh, pick the year.
2020.
Ooh,
Can you be
Yeah.
more
2020.
specific?
More specific than 2020?
Yep, like the date.
Oh, I would go with
Well, they always make their drops on Tuesdays in the third week of the month.
probably early season. We'll go with April.
November 16th, 2020.
Got the year right.
You got the
Idiot.
year though.
I
That's
got
impressive.
1.5 points. That rounds down, but still.
Yeah, it's still right.
I got 1.49 points for that one.
There you go.
Hudson Valley, what do you got? What category? 1 or 2?
One.
Sure.
That was so confident.
All right. Question 4, category 1. Taking its name from an Old Testament book, what 1977 Bob Marley hit is about movement of Jah people? Taking its name from an Old Testament book, what 1977 Bob Marley hit is about movement of Jah people?
That would be the Exodus.
Are you sure?
Oh.
Like 99.99% sure.
Okay, the only reason why I ask is every other answer has started with the letter P.
Yep.
That's true.
Go with palm leaves again.
I'm very confident it's the
Okay,
Exodus.
all right. I'm with you. Exodus.
Jamin, you good?
Yep.
Is the Exodus a disc?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Infinite Discs, January 19th, 2018.
Also thrown by local pro Randall Bemis.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite discs.
Yeah.
Tied at 7, 9 pin, 1 or 2.
Still 2.
Two coming.
Ride the 2 train.
Question 5, category 2. What armored insectivores from the southern United States emerge from their burrows at night? What armored insectivores from the southern U.S. emerge from their burrows at night?
I do appreciate you having us on here. We don't have to throw us softballs like this, Pat, just because it's the first time. Yeah.
I know where the discs take me.
No, I appreciate it. My daughter's listening, so make me look smart if you can.
She can't see you on here.
Yeah.
Did you say the answer yet?
No. You go ahead. I got the left one. You get this one.
So this is the armadillo, which we mentioned earlier.
Is a Lone Star.
Which is why I'm glad you guys picked this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is the armadillo a disc?
Yep.
Yes, and the Dillo. They made a new version that's just called the Dillo. That's like a
Ooh.
different, has like a thumb track or a bead or something. That's Lone Star, yeah.
Lone Star? Can you be more specific?
2016.
No way.
They weren't a company in 2016.
January
I don't know.
31st, 2022.
Close.
That was close.
All right. Hudson Valley, 1 or 2.
Do we want to steal their last one to force them into like the Egyptian stuff?
Corey doesn't know anything about animals.
Okay, no, you want to play a little screw you ball? Yeah, I'm down with that.
I mean, we could, or we could just stick with what we think we know.
I'm fine with either one, but just remember, if we get it wrong, they're going to get it right.
Okay, no, let's stick with one. Stick with one.
I'm good either way.
Same. Yeah. All right.
1.
I think Corey says number 2.
One.
Question 1, category 5. Question 5, category 1.
There you go.
In the 1800s, city founders designed Macon, Georgia to look like what ancient city known for its gardens? In the 1800s, city founders designed Macon, Georgia to look like what city known for its gardens?
Oh crap. 1800s. I have 2 answers.
Ancient city known for its gardens.
Oh, it's ancient city. Could I hear the question again?
In the 1800s, city founders designed Macon, Georgia to look like what ancient city known for its gardens?
Okay, I'm 99% sure it's Babylon.
Oh, that makes sense. I like that.
Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Oh yeah,
really
Hanging
glad
Gardens.
you're on
Yeah,
my team
okay.
this time. Yeah, no, I like that.
Yep.
You guys good with that?
Babylon.
Is the Babylon a disc?
It once again sounds like a disc, so I'm tempted to say no because I've been wrong so many times in a row. But I think I should just go with the opposite of what
Are
I
you
think.
babbling on right now?
Well done.
My instinct was no.
Yep. All right. That doesn't matter what I think then.
All right.
No.
You go with that, Jaimen?
Yep.
You are correct.
Mm.
Tied at 9.
Yeah.
Final round.
Would you look at that? Me shutting up actually worked out for a change.
9 pin? You sticking with 2?
Sticking with 2.
Yes.
All right. Final question, category 2. In the 2005 animated film Madagascar, King Julian XIII is what type of tree-dwelling primate? In the 2005 animated film Madagascar, King Julian XIII is what type of tree-dwelling primate?
So I have 2 small kids, so I have unfortunately watched this movie multiple times. Yeah.
Two dads.
So lemur.
You go with that,
Yeah,
Mark?
that's correct.
Is the lemur a disc?
This feels like it should be a disc.
Yeah, it doesn't like fit with any theme of other companies I can think of, but it is easy. It's like a commonly known animal, so
Yeah, it's like something you can picture if someone said lemur.
right.
Oh man,
This could definitely go either way.
I feel like we should just go with yes.
Yeah, I think it's easy. It's a common enough, commonly known animal that someone will have done it somewhere. So yeah, so yes.
Let's go with yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, no.
Oh,
Alex, I feel like, do you even watch movies? Did either of you know the answer to that one?
You ever watch movies?
I would have known
Okay.
it.
Have you seen a film?
Yeah. I did not watch that movie. There's no way I was going to guess that one.
I wasn't 100% on it, but I was a good 95 to 99%.
All right, final question for Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. Question 6, category 1. Appropriately, the center of cult worship for what ancient Egyptian god was Sinopolis, city of the dog? Appropriately, the center of cult worship of what ancient Egyptian god was in Sinopolis, city of the dog?
Is that Anubis? Is he
Anubis
the
has
dog
the
one?
dog head. Yeah, I feel really good about Anubis.
Yep.
Wait, sorry. Can I hear the question again? I'm like afraid I'm not answering the question at all.
Appropriately, the center of cult worship for what ancient Egyptian god was in Sinopolis, city of the dog?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're looking for the god. So
Yeah.
Anubis. Yeah,
Yep.
You guys good with that?
Uh-huh.
Is the Anubis a disc?
Yep.
I'm very confident that it is.
Okay,
Of
sweet.
course it is.
Infinite Discs, June 21st, 2018. Wow.
Got there, just barely.
That was tight. 11 to 10.
Holding it down for the home team.
Dang.
I thought that
Dang,
was a
dingo.
much harder question than it turned out to be.
I knew dog head Egyptian god. I couldn't think of the name. It would have taken me a second, but then Jaimen was like Anubis. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping you guys missed that one because I was ready.
I only knew one of them out of all of those.
Randy, you
But no, two. No, Pharaoh and Papyrus.
I did throw in Anubis too. Yeah, the whole infinite category thing played to me as well.
Yep.
Yeah, and Corey, just so you know, papyrus is a plant, and that's where the word paper comes from because it was the first plant that was made into stuff.
yeah, I knew that.
of course it is.
That one.
I didn't know that was the name of the plant. I knew it was the name of the paper they made from the plant, but I didn't know it was the plant itself.
If that was wrong, I had no follow-up guess.
If I didn't know, if Papyrus didn't come to me, I was trying to think of how to explain what I was trying to think of, and I was going to say something about bananas, which would have been totally wrong. Like their leaves look like bananas, kind of, or something. I don't know.
She carved the messages into bananas.
Luckily, the word came to me before that.
All right. Well, congratulations, Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. That means you guys get to come back next week. For winning.
And no one got an extra point on anybody else in the quizzes.
No.
No
Unless I
steals.
screwed something else up. Yeah, no, it was pretty straightforward. You
I
guys
mean,
each
you
missed
didn't give me an
one.
extra point for guessing the year, so I guess
You get an unofficial point, so you won the unofficial
Okay.
game.
Yeah, so it's tied. All right. Well, thank you, Alex, Corey, and Jaimen, and thanks for coming on, Mark and Randy.
Thank
And sweet up, Hudson Valley.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Matt. A dingo ate my baby.